if we come on to the broader question on the crop circles, many people have tried to explain why these entities are producing these circles in the ground. There are lots of different theories, I guess. Do you have you developed a theory on that, Roy, at all?
Well, I thought, I still think to some extent they're playing games with us.
Right.
Because they're teasing us. Even if they're the real messages they're trying to get over to us, they're teasing messages which make us sort of either get worried or dismiss them or whatever, become over concerned about them.
So do you think, I mean, I've heard it quite often that there's some kind of non-interference policy, for want of a better word, with ETs and the human race, that it's frowned upon for them to interfere with us, because if they interfere with us, then they essentially become in control of us. As soon as they try and guide us on a different path to what we're on, they're then in control of our destiny to a degree. And therefore this is what I've been told, is that why within certain ET societies they have this thing that thou shalt not interfere with another race. You will let them get on and live their own lives in their own society and not interfere. But do you think then that somehow they're allowed to interfere with their crop circles, but they're not allowed to take any direct intervention? And if so, why are they so cryptic? That's what I
thought they were playing games, because they're not really being direct with us.
No.
And the other thing is that I think if we were approaching an underdeveloped civilization on another planet now, if we were to find one, we wouldn't want to interfere with it either, because we'd want to observe it.
Yeah.
Just as I wanted to observe those spiders I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I wanted to see how it developed.
Yeah.
And that would be the sensible way of doing it. In the past, people have found uncivilized peoples in distant lands on the earth.
And everybody says...
And immediately tried to change them.
Yeah. Well, there's generally two camps, isn't there? There's the people who... there's a lot of outrage at people, ruining the Aborigines or the Native Americans and all the rest of it. There is a school of thought that we should have let those societies remain. And that's possibly what the ETs are like, as you're saying.
Yeah, I think
so
one good reason for standing off. But personally, I'm of the view that they're not standing off all that much, that they are interfering with us, if only by being there. Yeah. We know they're there.
Yeah.
Therefore, they are interfering with the way we think.
You see, if you accept that there's an abduction program, and many people do, and there's physical evidence of it from people like Roger Lear, that if there is a rule that they shouldn't interfere, then they're breaking that rule through abduction. It just perplexes me, the whole crop circle thing. But is that what they're trying to do? And the other thing that also perplexes me is that it's never really given any major coverage in the news.
Oh no.
I mean, you get the odd picture in the Daily Mail or something like that isn't this curious?
Why create panic about some on things that you have no real proof of? And that is the trouble. I think we have to accept, those of us who study this subject, have to accept that the abduction events have taken place, that people have been interfered with, and that there was some sort of program in that, and I think it was a limited time when this was happening, some sort of program in that to discover more about people's condition here on this planet, to find out how they were progressing, in effect. Now, there have been an awful lot of things happening on this planet which have affected, including the nuclear fallout and all that sort of thing, which have affected people's health. And it could well be that what they were doing was checking them out. When it came to the physical examinations, and for those who got the mental process, they were being investigated for the effects it was having, the lifestyle was having on their thinking.
From the abduction researcher Daryl Sims, he believes that the abduction program, they actually lie to humans. They use subterfuge, and they're basically, they're dishonest with abductees, and they do have their own program, and they use the things that they say so that the humans actually can't find out what they're really up to. They confuse people, and you know.
I think one of the things I suspected them of from way back is that they're trying to check our gullibility.
Mm-hmm.
How clever are these people?
Mm-hmm.
If they believe this,
Mm-hmm.
if we tell them this,
Yeah.
and let's see what they make of it. It's we do things like this with animals. We have done, you know, where we've given animals the kind of treatment which makes them think that certain feeding habits or whatever are normal. And I was thinking particularly of an experiment I saw years ago on television, where they had checked cats for psychosomatic illness,
Mm-hmm.
and or neurosis, really, neurosis. And what they did was they had two cats, and each cat had to lift the box lid up to get at its food.
Mm-hmm.
One cat got its food, no problem. You see, they soon learned to lift the box lid and get its food. The other poor cat, sometimes when it lifted the lid, a hiss of air went straight into its face.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And after a while, that poor cat couldn't eat. It was starving to death. It curled up in the corner and just lost interest in life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's an experiment that sort of shows that even cats can get neurotic if they're in a situation where they can't understand or control the situation they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to me that some of the experiments that have been done with people are of that kind.
What are your thoughts on time travel, Roy?
I'm almost sure it's happening.
When we were in the museum, we saw the Doctor Who's TARDIS, and I mentioned whether you thought time travel was possible or not.
I don't think time is what we think it is.
Okay.
I think time is something which is not linear, as we try to depict it,
Right.
and not even as Einstein depicts it.
Okay.
That there is a possibility of time slips from one time to another, and I think this would explain hauntings and things of that sort. That impressive events in the past sometimes impose themselves into the present.
Okay.
And it is possible that we are ghosts in somebody's past, you know.
Right. Okay.
Or rather, we're ghosts in somebody's present, future. You know. We don't know how time works because it is beyond our comprehension. We're in the system. It's rather like, I think, a wheel in a clock, the old-fashioned clock. Trying to get out of the clock and trying to find out how it works. Because as soon as it moved itself out of the clock, the clock wouldn't work anymore, would it?
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't work. Certainly wouldn't work as it did before. So, I think we are actually delving into an area which is beyond our ken, literally beyond our understanding, because we have a limited brain power. We have a limited consciousness. We don't really know who we are or what we are. And this is another thing about the surety of modern science. It shouldn't be like that. They should be philosophical.
Yeah. Yeah, they certainly don't have answers to everything. But if you watch the television, it would lead you to believe, watch certain television, mainstream television, it would lead you to believe that they do have an answer to everything.
That's right, yes. And it really isn't good enough for scientists to put this idea out. They're not gods, but they are trying to be the new gods, the new high priests of truth, you know, and all that. They see through a glass darkly, just like the rest of us, but they've just got a bit more knowledge in particular areas.
Okay then, right. Well, we're coming to the end of the tape now, and I'd like to thank you and Marion very much indeed for taking part in this interview.
It's been a pleasure,
Okay.
Richard. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Okay.
I hope there'll be some more.
Right. Okay.